We're back and we're ready for our third and final game after another beautiful intro with a bit of DJ spinning and craziness to go down. It just gets more amusing every single one we get. I can't complain.
Yeah.
It's like, it's brilliant before you go on broadcast because it just gives you a bit of like, oh, there you go, some funniness. Unless we get the depressing music. That's kind of the down.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I didn't like that one too much. And also, I mean, now we only get 3 games. It was normally the fourth one that was the beeping one.
Yes, my favorite.
We'll get to miss out on the beeping one. That's unfortunate.
We'll get them to put it on rotation. Everyone enjoys the beeping one. Why not? That's just
one
enjoy
thing,
it.
Though, just to kind of silverline everything.
Yeah.
What they see here, I mean, of course, the players don't see because they're already on the spawn island. That's what they're playing for. They want to be those teams that we see in phase 3 on our screens say, look at these guys, they're in PL. They want to be those guys. I mean, that's what's up for stakes here. You get to play against 4 of the bottom seeded 4 teams in PL after both PL and PL contenders are over. Well, 12 to 4. It's pretty good odds that we'll get one team in there at least.
Hopefully you get more than one team in there. Show them who's boss. Show them that the kids coming from contenders.
We can say we. It's our kids.
Yeah, our kids. They're our babies. I already have one son. I've now just grouped up another 64.
That's 64 babies. Ooh, that's going to be...
Well, I'm not the woman, so I didn't have to give birth, so I'm still in good condition. That just means I've been pumping well.
It's like, what is it called? 101 Dalmatines?
Dalmatians.
Dalmatians.
Dalmatines.
That's in Danish. Dalmatina. What do I know, man? I don't know English dog names. I'm getting mentally harassed. James just had to mute his microphone now because he started crying of laughter. I think any Scandinavian person would agree with me that Dalmatines is a very valid attempt at saying Dalmatians because we didn't know any better. Are you right over there, James?
You are so unique as a human being, Toby. I love you. Oh,
giving me crap for not having the perfect second language. What is this? Dude?
It's just Dalmatines.
I think I just killed my caster.
I'm so broken.
I can tell James is not feeling well right now. I guess I'll just talk about what we see here because Winside, they didn't want to go down towards Gamerlegion anymore. I mean, the plane wasn't perfect for therapy anyway, but they opted to go for Saki. That is what we see alluded too often, but glad to see them take use of that. And also, for AK, they'll be going up north once again towards StarLadder. And, well, this time around, they get the circle with them. Pretty decent one of that. We've seen it many times before. And once again, Quickmath now with the correct team color. Thank you, guys, for joining the correct team slots. They will get a chance to get looted up here and pick and choose whatever compound they want.
I'm back. I'm alive.
Welcome back, James. Which kind of dog do you favor these days?
The Dalmatines. Yeah, clearly the Dalmatines. There's a real dog out there. That sounds like some crossbred. I'm not even going to get into this. This could get really weird, but it just sounds super messed up. Never change, Toby. Just keep giving me endless enjoyment. English sayings that you try. Dog names now. It's all right. We've got 64 players. That's what matters the most. We've got 16 teams within this. We've got Winside that have gone up towards Zaki because of where the plane's gone for them. No one down in Primorsk. 4AK have got themselves over towards the Starbuck Kameshki area, which is going to benefit them quite nicely now, given where this circle's gone. But we've stuck over to the east today for our 3 games, basically. It's gone north this time, but it's still over towards this eastern side.
James, we already covered all of this while you were crying before.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I was literally dying. You said Dalmatines and I'd lost it. The world had fallen apart.
I'm glad to be able to provide you with laughter and joy. That's
yeah. It was one of the few times
when I can't do it on purpose, then at least I can make mistakes and then you can have fun with it. So that's something.
If I haven't got you making me smile, I'm not commentating PUBG. My life's just miserable. I'm just sat in my room shaking back and forward, listening to music, going, I need more esports. I need more games.
Need more Dalmatines.
Dalmatines as well.
Yeah. In any case, it's a pretty slow start to this one, to be honest. I mean, of course, we don't have a prim team, as you said yourself there. We have Winside going north, and so they'll be all kinds of happy with that. Of course, we have to hope that Quickmath, they realize that the guys are up there, because that's going to be potentially more pressure coming in from the western side than what they would expect early on. And that's one of the things you always got to do, especially if you have a chance to pick and choose what you want to play from. Yeah. Not only can you say, oh, I like this compound, I'm going to take it, I'm going to be fine. You have to really, really be wise about how you play the compound. What side of the building do you park your cars on, according to where you expect pressure to be coming from? Because if you park on the wrong side and you want to have that whole element of surprise thing, I mean, a team is not going to roll up on your compound if they see from 200 meters away that there's a Dasha holding out front and like kind of half blocking the door. So there's a lot of things going into playing all these different compounds, especially when you're in the open here. We're so far line of sight.
Now, in terms of what we've seen from some of these teams, right? Renewed home, obviously getting away with a much better game previously, but it didn't work out in terms of fragging that much. But Se7en again, still need to see the Se7en we've used to seeing. The one that we understand can just frag out and go mad every single time. It's not bad on placements. They're doing all right now. We can't complain after just 2 games.
Pull up, pull up.
But it just hasn't been the Se7en we've seen. But for AK, they might need to be a little bit careful here. Nixty's all on his own.
They realized this, and I'd like to see it from the guys as well. They're saying, you know what, there's no way in hell anyone would have already gathered 4 guys together in this compound this early on in the game. We rotated early, and we're going to go contest the living hell out of this one. And the cavalry is arriving now as well. They were getting shot at a little bit by no tag team, but they managed to live on through it. And all of a sudden, Nixties, well, I mean, if you don't get help real soon, you're going to be in a 1v4 against Se7en Esports. And that, I can tell you, is not a thing that anyone would want to do.
Yeah, no, that's quite a scary thought to go ahead with. Otherwise, having a look, he's aware, he knows what's going on, he just spotted it. And now, Nixties, your job is to get the hell out of there before you are hunted down and taken down and potentially completely killed off here, as Otherwise is getting all the information he needs, tapping away at his back. Only lands 1 shot for now, but the pressure has been applied.
Where do you go, Nixties, from here?
Oh, man. There we go.
That's that was the result I was expecting to see here.
No hope whatsoever.
Also, the fact that neither of the 4AK players were like even considering to help you. It's like, you know what, buddy, you stayed, your fault, you did.
They looked at it and went, unlucky, mate. Better luck next time.
I mean, you gotta know these things especially about this area of the map. But take it down, he's gonna die. No, just did.
And it's happening again. Do you remember this from Phase 1, the whole Tornado versus Gamerlegion thing on Potato Hill? Like
No, that was personal courage.
Oh, it's personal. There you go. There you go. Oh, next. There we go. Ending him.
That was personal courage. Who are now known as Winside. So.
And they've changed things up. Quite in a big way. Oh dear. And this is not looking good for 4AK. This is not how you've been rolled up on by Se7en and now Besiktas, and both times you've lost player.
And Quickmath.
Luckily, they got 2 players here. Maybe Ronnie and Havoki can kind of keep him at bay, push him away.
They don't have 2 players here. Havoki is like a half kilometer away.
He's in a vehicle. He's getting closer.
That is true. He is getting closer, but that's the thing. I mean, I was just going to say with this area of the map too, when you're in this type of circle, you know that there's very little to play around, and that means teams will be rotating earlier to claim land before other teams come. And you cannot hold these splits for that long, especially when you're spread that thinly. You have to be in positions where you can help out one another.
Yeah, Havoki's already there. He's going to actually force Quickmath away. So Quickmath aren't aware, right, that that's 4AK they're dealing with, and actually that 2 players have gone down already. So it's a scary prospect to go into, especially this early on.
Speaking of playstyles, Quickmath, fight early? Hell no, we're just going to leave and we're going to take another position. But it's kind of funny that Quickmath were the team that had all the positions available. Then they went for 1. They didn't get it. Now they don't have anything.
That's what can happen, right? You gamble it, and then other teams start to take all the spots you may ideally want there. There's Avangar in the middle of working their way up this far eastern side from Mill to Power. They've got Desperado behind them, but they're going to look to take more space towards Kameshki most likely.
They have plenty of room to roam for now, but is this next circle shift? Do we go north of the water? Do we go south of the water? Do we go all the way up to StarLadder? I mean, there's so many different outcomes, obviously, with the majority of the circle being on land. It's just the different types of terrain we can force these teams into. We have a huge open field like we're seeing right here. That's one potential. Then we have a big mountain. That's another one. Then you have Yasnaya. You can go into the city. And also we can hard shift down towards Potato and the school apps area. When you have these circles that have so much landmass in them that don't go on the edges, it's just... it's really, really difficult to play around. But it seems like everyone's at least on the northern side of the circle.
It's all this just waiting game for now, right? Because teams are able to find at least some sort of a spot to fight from.
And I think that's the reason we see so many teams go north, because it's one of those, if it goes north and we aren't there, then we're doomed. If it goes south and we aren't there, well, there's still going to be compounds and areas we can play from, right? So you wanna do the whole, let's eliminate the worst case scenarios first, and then if it does go away from us anyway, then we can still deal with it. So smart decision in majority of these teams to take the spots that they have decided to do.
Yeah, it's kind of making the best of a bad situation either way, right? You've got to try and focus on what you can grab up north. The circle continues to come in. We see Moonwolf taking their longer, slower rotation. They'll be coming up soon if they head in that direction all the way up the north, coming up behind the Avangar players. But they may try sideswipe it. We're going to stay a 50-50 split, really.
That is, we talk about the center point having to be on land.
Yep.
That is like
just about. It must be like towards this point.
Your toe is going to be in the water.
Yeah. 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Very much centered around the water. Yes, Naya, of course, is completely inside still, so that's going to be a kind of last resort stop point for some of these teams, and it could become the full resort stop for these teams should the next circle go down in that direction, because the one after that will indeed have to exclude water. So if this one contains any kind of water at all, then that's when we can start guessing which side of the pond it's going to shift out on.
It does have to shift away from them ponds eventually. It's not where it wants to be ending up anytime soon. As Tornado going to be under pressure. Examples finding himself knocked down by our previous winners.
Yeah,
and he's instantly taken out.
Bit of a rematch coming in there between Northern Lights and Tornado. But once again, Northern Lights are the ones to stand strong.
There's 2 players lost for Tornado early on here. Bjorn, we talk about him going down first all the time. He cannot catch a break. The rest of Gamerlegion are going to try and help him out, but it was just far too late. Makan and Vex working their way up here, but nades are going to go out, and we need a home. Want to keep them back.
I feel kind of bad for him because he's a great guy and a good player. He just always is the one that gets kind of screwed over. No, then again, he's also the first one to rotate, right? So that's the risk you have in being the scout. Yeah, exactly. So what he can do to stay alive, maybe in the situations where he could either call off guard or push up on a compound where things don't go his way. It's a tricky task, but that's what separates people from one another.
Nemerif, this is not what we want to see. Sometimes it is the way it happens, but it's not good enough. And now Nemerif will be knocked by Havoki, which means there is a potential that PG could lose 2 players. Quizzy, though, is going to deal the damage onto Hamster, finish him off after the Deeps knocked him down. 4AK applying lots of pressure, and that's 2 players out of the way for PG-18 here.
We'll talk about them, but McGuinn is also the last player now, and he's going to get eliminated.
Oh, he knocked his teammate.
Oh, is that what?
Oh no. I feel bad for him. Oh, 4AK, they're going to be going up against PG, and they're not going to be able to stand up against them any longer. They may have taken down 2 of their players, but Nailup and Yannick, they managed to hold on to this spot, but Avangar closely following in hot pursuit.
You know that saying that you're your own worst enemy?
Yeah, you think.
I guess Magan just became his team's worst enemy in that regard.
In a big way.
That's unfortunate. But of course, line of fire, being close to one another, it's tricky to fight around, but that is just not something I'm rooting for.
Oh, the worst person as well, just to be watching you from his crow's nest position. He's looking down and thinking, cool, so there's 2 of you. How do we want to do this? Do we all just wait and we shoot at the same time and we have 4 players sprouting down into you, or do we wait to see what you guys have got to offer for us for a little bit later?
For those of you guys, of course, who are watching the map stream too, exclamation mark map in the chat.
There we go.
You can see that Avangar just got a kill. And if you don't want to look at that, then you can tell that Moonwolf are rotating in extremely late on the northeastern side, coming in far, far, far away from the circle. Going to be making their way ever so closer now up north, and that could potentially be them coming down in this specific direction that Avangar and PG are in right now.
Saw Nailup was getting some shots sent his way from Quickmath as well, so he can't go anywhere. It's a big struggle. This circle pops, and Toby, we've gone north, and Moonwolf, who's just creeping into the north. This works out massively for them.
Ain't gonna be complaining about that one. If you're Quickmath right now, might as well just want to sit full guy.
Oh, this angle for Nailup. He lands the headshot. He does a lot of damage. He's applied the pressure. The nade comes out towards Nailup. He does manage to avoid it. He hides himself in that shack. But this is where he needs to do something huge.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to move out of this position, because otherwise he's going to be swarmed and surrounded, and Avangar will have his name and his life.
I was going to say that he's really doing well at buying himself time, but then I realized, what is he buying himself time for? Because all his teammates are dead, so there's going to be no saving grace, and Asperman will take him out of his misery there as well. It's going to be PG out. And that's, I believe, only 4 points on the day for them. That's not the best start they could have hoped for.
That is not what I would have wanted. But still plenty more days to go.
Yeah, plenty.
No problem at all. We spoke about Moonwolf guys earlier. They are now just coming into the circle. They've been rotating this entire time. But this is perfect. You come in when there's 13 teams, multiple fights already happened.
Yep.
You also find you've got tons of space up here.
Most importantly, as you said, with multiple fights having happened, most teams have taken casualties already. So if you do find yourself in one of those close quarter fights on the eastern side up by Stalbo, well, you're going to have one more gun to shoot with, and that, I mean, at least statistically, should also mean that odds are that you'll land some more shots. But then again, it's no guarantee.
Yeah, you do have to try and land those shots. As Quickmath again, we said about them not engaging. They've been able to stay in this spot for quite a while now. Can just hold it down. They're taking shots onto multiple teams around them. Besiktas nearby, Winside, Avangar, Riddle, now Moonwolf, Zen as well. And this is where we got 13 teams up, and they are all going to be pushing in, but there is a lot of open space in this.
And that's the big thing, right? If you're not inside the circle already, there's really not a whole lot for you to play for. See Riddle, they've spotted out Tornado Energy. They've just got 2 players remaining, and Millman being shot at by such a margin that he just did. That's going to most likely be Elia saying, I'm not going to go in that direction. Because Millman, he's going to explode here. There's no way around it. Down he goes. Arco gets the kill, and Elia now has to figure a new direction of playing this one from. And I honestly don't think there's any other play than just trying to run down the hill and play it extremely far on the edge and hope for some eastern circles. Because if it can still hard shift west, and if that's the case, then there's going to be a lot of teams that will have no chances but to just full on crash into other teams.
It's so funny. If you guys are watching a map stream, everyone is shooting in one direction or another. Rita wanting to push her way up onto Desperado, but they're on top of it, and they're getting the shots in nicely. Well transferred there by Fake. Lipsin got ripped in second, but still able to deliver. Well held by Lipsin, but it's not going to be enough. Tozera's there. The refrag comes in, and Desperados hold on to it.
Rip gone down as well. It's going to leave for Derek all by himself. Now, not going to be easy whatsoever. Molotov's thrown out. Not sure exactly what they're going to do for him, and that is going to be a Nate on point. And off of a 0 point last game. That's going to be Desperado stepping up to it. And we talked about that. What if it happened, James? What if we did see a Western Circle? Well, indeed, we did. And I can tell you right now already, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8 teams that aren't inside the circle right now. And I can tell you one spot you can play from this circle that aren't taken already. And that's the shack that is west of Eros.
And I'm going to tell you one thing that you did was get your phone out after you said Western Circle, and you made it go over to West again, Toby. You
might as well tell them early how hard it's going to be to play this game.
Just like, I am going to screw you. I am going to make this very hard.
It's going to be hard. I mean, that's just how it is. Moonwolf coming in from the north, they'll have a bit of room to play from up there. They have vehicles still too, so I guess that's solid. That's a cover opportunity, but you just don't want to get yourself caught out in the open, and there's no other place you can catch yourself here.
It's going to be really tough for Desperado as well. You just took on We Need a Home, but you've got the furthest to go, and Se7en's nearby, Avangar nearby, No Tag will be there as well.
They can. I mean, no, they can't even crash to OU. I'm sitting.
You're trying to hope,
I'm desperately looking for a position they can play from. I was gonna say they can play from the shack southeast of the granny house that Besiktas have, but Jupsik just took that, so that's not gonna happen. Besiktas is sitting 2-2 split. No Tag are sitting 2-2 split. Quickmath holding up Riddle as they come crashing on in here.
Really
nice. 2 guys down.
He was just aggressive with it, straight into the action, didn't want to hold back. He does end up finding himself getting knocked by Maxazor, but they've managed to keep Riddle down. Only Hjort remains. He's running around, and then Silenzo and Peltic, they're just looking.
Keep in mind that 2-0 is split off, though, so it's just Silenzo and Peltic left remaining. In all honesty, you never know what Hjort can pull off here.
You'd have to land some big boy shots, but he's certainly capable of it. Avangar have heard all of this, and they're close by thinking, all right, maybe we do engage at some point. Tornado only have Aaliyah left, and he's in the back lines. Max is actually taking bullets towards him from him.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. You just had your full team rotate in towards the circle, and now Max is all getting shot at Noctif has to go all the way back up to mountain again.
Desperado's position here, right out in the open, but they're dealing damage onto No Tag. Nade goes out, and Jupsy's able to land it perfectly. Calvin Klein on very low health, trying to stay in that smoke, wants to keep himself going.
These are fights that I would love to see where Nade's run out in the game. I just see a full 4v4 fight in a spot where no one really has a position to play from, right? That would be so interesting to see. But of course, with Nade's in, that is the, I guess we can say the weapon of choice when it comes to these. Everyone's hiding behind each their little thing kind of engagements. Aaliyah does get taken down. Maxisor will get the finish off that. But Noctif, he came all the way up there to help, and he's going to be the one to get knocked because of it.
He's like, damn it, I knew I should have come to help you.
Why was I here? Misa did get rest on up, and Tuho came back up to help, so they're going to be 4 guys in Quickmath in the compound up there. That's going to leave 1 spot open. Noctif gonna cry out his miseries, and then he's going to get taken down. Desperados. Oh, look at this push through O'Connell.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought Golden
Yeah, I saw it when he dropped down. I was thinking, okay, we got this. Timing for it. More damage, though.
Frank from the side.
He's like, I'm going to be a nuisance. Lots of shots coming in. He's trying to do it. Desperado under pressure. The nades, the spray down. What a brilliant play. How?
1v3 from the blue, and he didn't even stop. That was a fully committed 40 bullet spray down with an AK.
While having Frank shoot you in the back.
Wow. O'Connell, you sneaky son of a swear word.
You got to think about that, though, right? Frank was pressurizing him. York finally goes down after this little battle goes on.
Wow.
But he was able to pull that off while taking shots in the back from Frank. That alone is crazy.
The thing for him is, sure, he didn't get any placement points, but he got 3 kills for his team off of it. That's absolutely insane. And more importantly, I mean, things were starting to really look good for Desperados. They got a spot, sure not be the best one, but they had a chance to make a move from there. All of a sudden, there's no one on that side of the circle anymore. You can see Northern Lights. They just crashed down here.
Frank ran into Krabic.
That's a scary
Shots coming out towards him. Smoke's going to go down. They're going to have to close the door and hide it up. Look at the position that Northern Lights have taken. They've got the full south of the circle in a 2-2 split.
Desperados got killed, and the guy that killed them died. So there's no one down there at all anymore. Moonwolf, they're full-on committed to the crash towards Winside, and they might just have wanted to reconsider that one because that did not work out for them. And also, I just gotta say real quickly that I said that Winside was the former personal courage. It's not true.
Oh, he's lying to me again.
Yeah,
thought you were always true.
That's not true. It was a test, and you failed.
This guy.
Yeah, I tested your knowledge, James. You didn't correct me, so that was your mistake.
But you already corrected me in the first place with that. Why would I question the correction?
Double question. I don't know. Avangar, they're gonna get pulled up on. We thought. Since Solenzo was like, no, 2-0, you don't stop there, you keep driving. Punking him away. That's gonna be fortunate for them, I guess you can say.
They're gonna try and use this ridge, but Besiktas are shooting at him.
I mean, they know for a fact that they have Avangar on one side because they saw those nades coming out the window. I think that's why in Solenzo he's just so quickly turned away from the shack. Then, if they can keep them at bay up there, I mean, they're on the far edge of the circle. If they can keep Avangar in check up there, then there's a chance that they can play from this. But the only thing is that Winside is still inside the circle too, and that's going to be a hard one to take out.
Frank landing those headshots. Quizzy's going to find himself knocked. That's now 2 players down and out of it. And this is where Northern Lights need to be careful. OK Bro's trying to work his way across. Needs to provide that cover. They do have the cars as well. But from all this control they had, it can quickly be taken away as Se7en are going to continue to pressure this.
It's going to be really interesting to see how they're going to play on this one. Se7en, they're pushing on forward. Nate's coming in. That should be Quizzy taken down. Yep, he goes down and out. And OK Bro needs to hold this one his own because Deep is nowhere near him. Are they committing to the rest here? That's ballsy rest, yeah?
Real ballsy. Frank's looking for it, spraying onto the car, wants to find some sort of damage. He gets brought up and it instantly goes back down. Krabic, he's not missing a single pixel of it. OK Bro able to reply onto 1. Now Krabic is under pressure. The damage comes out towards him. Se7en out in 7 for 2 games in a row. And Northern Lights, they are not going down without a fight.
They are playing extremely well, Northern Lights. Tuck now taking down Asperin and him. They're doing everything they can to stay put up in that shack. Every single placement is points coming their way, and they just make their way into 6. Guaranteed, so that's going to be an extra point, and now they get even more of it. That's a full-on wipe coming in from Ultra there. 1 nade thrown, full team wiped.
Boom, 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 shake your room. That's the way you get it done when these nades come out, and that's 7 kills for Besiktas. They've turned things around as Avangar going to let themselves just go out and not give any kill points with it. 5th place is still very respectable, and again, they've kept themselves consistently within good games. For Besiktas, this is their time to shine. The same for Zen. These are teams we have not seen do so well on these opening games.
Winside are crashing into Simsy, and there's just no way you can hold them off. They were committed. They got there and they got themselves the shack, and somehow they're gonna get 3 guys up and alive. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I saw 4 vehicles explode, so I don't know how they kept 3 guys alive there. But interesting game here. You got 2 players down south in. Actually, we got 3 players from Northern Lights staying put on the southern side, and then you have all of Zoekt Een Naam. They haven't really engaged anything yet. Zoekt Een Naam on the west side of the circle. Besiktas, they've been shooting the entire game. And then you have Winside that had to hold off multiple teams up north. Still staying put there. So wherever this next circle shifts, it's gonna force people out of their positions because, well, I mean, everyone's on the edges.
Now Zen, this is their time to come alive, right? 4 players up in it. The only team with 4 players. They've got no kills so far. They haven't had to move too much. They've not had to engage. But this is where they're very good at striking. This is where we see the Zen that we have come to understand and know more about. But is it going to be possible here? Because Northern Lights have been hitting those shots. Besiktas starting to get more active as well. And Winside is certainly a team you should not underestimate.
You cannot underestimate either of these teams. I mean, they're all very high caliber, and they all tend to land those shots in the moment of need. So cannot take anything for granted for either of them. Deep, even though they're only 2 guys, make up 3 guys alive for Northern Lights, they still have a very valid chance of keeping Zoekt Een Naam and Bay over here. Now, the thing for Zoekt Een Naam is that they haven't really fought yet. You can tell that with the kill feed, or kill count, for them being at 0. So their vest and helmet should be pretty well intact. And also, when it comes down to their utility, they should have some. T-Bone, no smokes, 4 nades though. Available circle. We only have 3 guys in it, and that's the guys in the shack. In Winside, everyone else has to crash center.
That is a love shack and a half if you want to see it, because there is no room to work with. Players are knowing where you are, they're knowing where you sit, but you do have the circle. That is your only benefit, as Besiktas are going to start to make their rotation in first, but are they going to be able to get very far within it?
I'll have to wait and see. Ival taken down. That's a rough timing for him to go down too, because they'll need to spend a couple of seconds getting rest back on up, and then he have to get heals up. And as you can see here, T-Bone needs to commit to going back and getting up on his feet now. 7 seconds to go. I'm not even sure they're going to have time for this.
No, this could be too tough. Too slow. They're trying to take these shots. Okay, bro, out in the open. Shots being landed, but Perfectus is providing good cover. And Northern Lights, once again, they're making sure that they are not going to be easily taken down here. They can sense a potential for another win.
Very, very well played by them. But you can see, I mean, what's the next stop here? They need to get all the way down to that rock, on the tree line down there. And Besiktas, well, I mean, they're not going to let them get there.
Oh.
Ultra right on the money. Perfectus had the angle. Just a little too slow on the trigger.
Ival ends up going down. They won't be able to save him, so T-Bone just wasted more time. The rest of them will try and push in this circle. Perfectus is going to be brought up by OK, bro, but it's the Deep who's down at the very bottom south here, who has all the room to have some damage done long range.
You can see Zoekt Een Naam. They had to make the rotation earlier. They didn't, and now it's really costing them. The thing is, where should they have gone? Oh, there isn't a whole lot of places that they could go from here.
In the open field.
They only have 1 kill so far. I mean, so even though they get some placement points, that's what we're talking about. It's always good to get those points your way, but that's not at all the amount of points that we're used to seeing them get when it's late game. But they were on the western side for the entire game. It was a side with very little and close to no action at all, so we'll see.
There's the Deep, what I said about down in the south, right? He's been able to take control of this for so long, and he's still dealing so much damage as Winside. They do it all with grenades. Besiktas go out in 4th, but again, another game a little bit better here from Besiktas.
Gotta give it to Winside. They have never sat still. Sure, they had the barn up there for a while, but they constantly fought off teams. Moonwolf crashed them, then they crashed down towards Simsi and Besiktas. Now they push over and get them taken out to really great effort. And you can tell with the ammo how much they've been fighting, because Denethor has 4 bullets left. And, well, I mean, 4 people to kill, so I guess that's something. I hope he has a weapon, like main weapon, that isn't a 7.62 gun.
He has 5 people to kill, so I hope his other gun's got more bullets.
Oh, he'll get some help, right? He can't do it all on his own.
No, I'm just looking for him. 4 bullets, a dream. Let's go. But Winside are going to lose the boom. That's going to make this harder now. So we're going to see Northern Lights stick together more as a team this time. They're pushing their way up, but they're doing a lot of damage over this ridge line. They know how to use this to their advantage. They do trade out players here with Zen, but once again, this doesn't work out well for Zen. They only have Vasku left. He's under pressure, but he's landing some mean shots. Can he continue to do it? Because he wants to try and bring his teammate up, but as that circle's going to come in, I don't think he's going to have the time. They're just going to be completely ripped apart here.
He has no smokes. This is a scary, scary, scary commitment.
How did they let Perfectus go down? What the hell?
Moon from the side, I guess. What? What?
That looked on him. That didn't land. Zen go out in 3rd, though, and now it's going to be between Northern Lights and Winside. 2 versus 2 is what it's going to come down to, and both these teams have got opposite ends of the circle. We've seen one up in the north, one down in the south. And Donator, He is going to be struggling on out of here, which means he goes down, and it's all on Moon. Northern Lights looking for back-to-back wins, but Moon could upset this. Could we seriously be getting, on our opening day, wins back-to-back here for Northern Lights? We've got 11 kills up for Winside. Moon is still standing strong. OK Bro's trying to make it through the smoke to try and bring his teammate up and keep them with a significant advantage, but this will allow Moon to run around and have so much space to work with and also cover. They will not know where he is after this.
Look at the maneuvering from Moon. In all honesty, you should probably throw that Molotov now if you still are planning on using it at all. This is extremely well played. The way he uses the terrain with very little available.
Yeah.
The only thing for OK Bro is I think you saw him with an 8 in hand there. I mean, it's very limited where he can be at this point, right? You'd think at least. 2v1, they have a chance here, but it's going to be hard.
They're going to see him around the side. OK Bro's looking for it. Got it on the mini screen. He sees the leg, takes some shots, but does miss the shots. And this gives Moon a great opportunity. The information will be passed over now, so that the Deep will be ready for it. Nades are going to come out towards him, and the Moon, he just needs to try and hold on. If he can get at least one knock in, he might have a chance. Loads of damage done towards him, but he takes down the Deep. Can he do this? OK Bro is the only one standing. Moon's going to pop the first aid kit. OK Bro trying to tap away at him, but he's not able to land the shots. This could be huge. Moon goes in for the kill. He's looking for 12, but he can't make it happen. So close, yet so far the damage is finally being done. And now he's just got to find OK Bro. OK Bro out in the open, spraying out. Moon is doing it so well. And Moon, he wins the 1v2 and gets 13 kills alongside it.
That